Good afternoon, students. Welcome back again for chapter number 5, Principles of Inheritance and Variation. As in our previous video, we have already talked about Mendelism, his life history, his reasons for his success, reasons for his failure, what are the traits he has studied about, and a lot more of the things which were to be discussed in general. I have already discussed in general to you, and we have left over the topic that is monohybrid cross. Even I have told you all about various terminologies. Now in today's video we are going to again restart up with monohybrid cross, so that I can very well explain you the principle of inheritance and the very first law of dominance. So here Mendel, as I told you all, Mendel very first conducted monohybrid cross. You all very well know what is a monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross is a cross which is conducted for a single trait. So Mendel chose height of the plant as a trait for conducting his experiments, and what he did, he took a pure tall plant and a pure dwarf plant. As he took a pure tall and the pure dwarf plant, what he did, he carried out selfing between them for 4 to 5 generations. As a result of the selfing, he obtained pure tall and pure dwarf varieties of the plant which cannot be contaminated further on. So he took them as a parental generation. These are the parents. This is male, female, we are going to indicate like this. So now what he did, he conducted, as he has got these pure varieties, pure lines, after getting the pure lines, he conducted a cross between them. As soon as he conducted the cross between them, what he got, he obtained the gametes, which are the prerequisites for a sexual reproduction to take place. So these are the gametes, and now on the basis of random mating, chances, this is the very first filial generation which is going to be obtained by Mendel. So this is the F1 generation, which is also known as the first filial generation. So in this F1 generation, we can see that all the progenies that were obtained were heterozygous for a trait, and not only heterozygous for a trait, they were found to be tall morphologically. Okay, but as we study the genetics over here, we see that the trait for dwarfness was also present over here. That means the gene for tallness has masked over the effect of gene of the dwarfness. Again what he did, he conducted a cross between the progenies of the F1 generation, and what he observed is this. Again the gametes are obtained, TT and TT. So on the basis of the random mating chances, the first progeny obtained was capital T, capital T. The second progeny obtained was capital T, small t. Again the next progeny obtained was capital T, small t, and the last progeny obtained was small t, small t. Okay, so here this is the F2 generation which was obtained. These are the gametes. This is the F2 generation, and when phenotypically these progenies, or morphologically these progenies were studied, it was found that out of the 3 progenies were found to be tall. One was pure tall, the other 2 were mixed tall. Mixed means these were heterozygous for the trait, and the one was homozygous for the trait. Here it was capital T, capital T. This is a pure tall plant. It is here it is capital T, small t, capital T, small t. So these are not pure, but these are the mixed type. These are the heterozygous type for the trait. So here the phenotypic ratio which was obtained to 1. And when the genotype was studied, it was found, the genotypic ratio was found to be 1 is to 2 is to 1. 1 is to 2 is to 1. So, how is it that 1 is a pure tall, means it is homozygous for the trait pureness, height, for the tall height. Then 2 were found to be heterozygous for the trait tall. So, it is 2, and again 1 was found to be pure dwarf, that is homozygously it was found to be dwarf plant, small t, small t. So, the genotypic ratio of the monohybrid cross is 1 is to 2 is to 1, and the phenotypic ratio is 3 is to 1. So, after conducting the monohybrid cross, Mendel deducted 2 laws. The Mendel's laws of inheritance. So, according to the Mendel's laws of inheritance, the very first law that he formulated was law of dominance. According to this law, what we have observed it like in the F1 generation, all the progenies that were obtained were found to be heterozygous for the trait. That is, they were possessing capital T, small t, capital T, small t. And when they were observed phenotypically, they were all found to be tall. So here, the gene for tallness has expressed itself and it has masked the effect of gene of dwarfness, that is, it has suppressed the effect of gene of dwarfness, that it has not allowed the dwarfness trait to be exhibited in the F1 generation. So, according to this law, according to the law of dominance, those genes which are able to express themselves in the F1 generation, or in the upcoming generation, you may call it, in the F1 generation, or the progenies, very simply you can say, or the progenies are said to be dominant, and those which are suppressed and not permitted, they are not allowed to express themselves in the upcoming generation are said to be recessive. So, according to this law, only those genes which are capable of expressing themselves in the upcoming generation, they are said to be the dominant, and these dominant genes, they are very much responsible for suppressing the other genes from expressing themselves in the upcoming generation, and those genes which are suppressed, which are not able to express themselves, they are said to be the recessive genes. So, this is the law of dominance. And what is the explanation behind these laws? That when F1 genes, they are expressing themselves in the upcoming generation, they allow their only proteins to be produced in the F1 generation, so that their characters can be very well expressed in the upcoming generations, whereas the proteins of the recessive genes are not allowed to be produced, so that their effects on the traits cannot be expressed in the upcoming generations. So this is the law of dominance. Now we are going to talk about the law of the second law of Mendel, that is the law of segregation. Again, I am going to explain what is law of segregation. As we have seen that in the F1 generation, the genes present in the progenies, they were found to be in the heterozygous condition. So when they were present in the heterozygous condition, what was that? When a cross was made between them and they produced the gametes separated out from each other without being contaminated from each other. That is, when the gametes from the heterozygous condition were formed, what happened? That the gene for the tallness was not contaminated by the gene of the dwarfness. Again, vice versa, that the gene of dwarfness was not contaminated by the gene of tallness. So, whenever the gametes were formed for after the F1 generation or from the heterozygous conditions, they were the genes and entered into the gametes separately without contaminating each other, and this is known as law of segregation. So this is what is known as Mendel's laws of inheritance. He deduced two laws from his monohybrid cross. One is law of dominance and the other is law of segregation. Okay, now in my next video I am going to discuss law of dihybrid cross, and we are going to explain the law of independent assortment. So in my next video I will be discussing all these things. For that time, thank you.